Hello and welcome to the season finale of Pluripod, the show reviewing Pluribus, episode 9, La Chica Mundo. Myself, Victoria Givlin, and Matt Watterworth of No Cap Content here today, and we're super excited to wrap this up, so stay tuned and see what happens. Where and what happened with an atom bomb? We're back.
Well, here we are.
Here we are.
Recording the final episode of season 1. It's been quite a show. I think let's talk about what uh let's go through the episode, and then we can maybe talk about overall thoughts on the season.
Yep.
That's all. Cool.
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah. I don't know, do we need to do like an intro thing? I guess people know us for the most part, right? It feels like it's been a while.
It has been a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. We can give them a refresh for
Sure.
2026.
Yeah, I mean, you got engaged. I think
I
think
did get engaged.
big events have happened.
Yes.
But yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
Very excited for you. And yeah, I guess we know that there's going to be a season 2 of this show as well. So we're going to be back whenever that happens. It's going to be probably 27 before we get that show, but hoping that happens sooner rather than later. And yeah, I don't know. Do you want to just dive into it?
Sure, yeah. And they seem to be writing for, I believe it was up to 4 seasons.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
We're hearing about this.
Yeah, I mean, I know they've said a few different things, but I remember seeing one video on some red carpet where the showrunner, the creator of the show, Vince Gilligan, was saying he thinks it's going to be 4 or 5 seasons, but he also said, if you asked me what I thought Breaking Bad was going to be after the first season, I would have said, something like maybe, what did he say? Like 7 or 8 seasons or something, and they only went 5. So he doesn't know, and that's his writing style too. Is like they didn't know what was going to happen next season on Breaking Bad. They would intentionally write themselves into a corner and then have to solve it the next season. So yeah, hopefully it's we get a few seasons. But it seems like, yeah, the prestige TV show these days used to be 10 episodes. Now it's like less than 10 episodes. Feels like, I think A Night of the Seven Kingdoms is going 6 episodes.
Oh, wow.
And this was 9, of course. So yeah, there's a trend of going even shorter than 10, and yeah, like 4 or 5 seasons. So we shall see.
Except for your animes. Like, I've been watching the animes on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I'm like, these, like, I'm in From Me to You, and it's a really cute romance.
Nice.
There's 20. I'm on episode 21 of the first season.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, but they're shorter, and it's a completely different production style. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, who knows?
Interesting.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. So how does this episode? Oh, right. I remember how this episode
Yeah.
starts. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're beginning in the Mountain City. Uh, they're asking, like, if she's nervous or excited. She's decided that she's one of the 12 that's going to join the joining.
Mm-hmm.
And the plane lands. The man's delivering a box, walks to his car singing. They're talking about the sky, how it's such a deep blue and how pretty it is. They tell her, like, not to be afraid. And she says no, like, she confirms that she's not. And they're singing along and they're opening the box. Um, she asks if it hurts, and they said no.
They say we'll never hurt you.
Will never hurt you. Asks if she's ready, and then we get like a baptism sequence, pretty much, right? Like, that's
Right.
kind of what I saw, like the trust fall, the leaning back, the
Right. Yeah.
welcoming this new spirit sense into your life,
Right.
sort of thing. She smells the canister, does that tremble fall thing that we saw when
She kind of has a seizure, like we saw in the first episode. Yeah.
Mhm. And then she smiles and goes back to work and leaves the village.
Well, the singing, like they're all like all the villagers are singing,
Yeah.
and they're putting on a show for her, right? Like this is like, and then as soon as she's joined, that all stops. Everyone stops.
It was just a facade to keep the village going so she was
Yeah.
comfortable, but now
Yeah.
she doesn't need it. But also remember, I think a few episodes back, Zosha said, "We'll take care of your animals as long as they're attached to you," and then they just left the goat.
Yeah.
They lied again.
I mean, that goat moment is so painful. Like, it's
Mhm.
so, so painful.
Little
The sound, and it stops chasing her. It's just, like an incredible goat performance. Truly.
Yep.
Yeah, the first time where I've been like, okay, the show is telling us this is not a good thing. Like if apparently I'm late to the party. Everybody else knows this, but it's clearly not a positive thing. And for obvious reasons, it's not. But I've just been wondering about whether the show is saying it's not a good thing, or if it's saying it could be a positive thing. And it's a great discussion because there are good things about it and there are terrible things about it. But this is the first time I feel like, okay, the show is saying here, this is not something we want to be a part of.
No. Yeah, we're giving the evidence that we are leaving it behind and we are moving on, which is sad little goat guy.
Yeah,
And they completely just tore the village, like, left the village, it's all done.
yeah,
Off they go, see you
just walked
later.
away. Yeah,
The individuality versus the collective again, like, the individual needs and wants of comfort is gone.
mm,
We've lost it.
yeah,
Then we go to Manusos, and he's driving the first responder vehicle,
right. Yeah,
and the theme is going back and forth between the blue and the yellow all the
that's
time.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the blue is, like, the uniformity of everyone, and
Right.
then the individuality is more in the yellow. So Manusos is mostly driving a yellow first
Ambulance. Yeah.
responder ambulance, but he's got the blue text on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting to see, and they're doing that, like, bird's eye view of him.
The drone shot,
Yeah.
that shot is incredible, whether it's like, I mean, a military drone, I guess, does this, right? Like, can track a vehicle, just perfectly follow, like, match the exact distance and just follow along with it. But I watched that shot again today, and it was like, it was it was crazy how like, it felt so perfectly matched. Like, the camera was moving at the exact same speed. There was, like, no variance. It was, anyway, it's a fascinating shot.
It's a little unsettling.
It is, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So Carol and Zosha are there and they're talking about, like, what do you want?
mhm.
And Zosha says, well, he's heeding your call, so he's following your
Yeah,
video.
he's on his way.
Um, and he's coming from Paraguay, so you owe it to him. Uh, she asks if he's dangerous, and Zosha says, we don't think he's dangerous to you.
Right, yeah,
Um, yeah, it hits the like 60-day mark. Um, and he honks the car horn at the vehicle when he arrives,
yeah,
calling Carol to come out.
mhm.
Um, and yeah, so he's been repeating this phrase, right? Like, I'm here to save the world.
I'm not one of them or whatever.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not one of them. I want to save the world. Um,
trying to learn some English.
yeah. And this scene was so fun because he brings the machete out, and she's like, "No machete," and he's like,
Yeah,
"Yes, machete." And they're arguing about the power struggle because she's like, "Come into my house." He's like, "I'm not going into your house,"
yeah.
and he's like, "Come into your ambulance." She's like, "I'm not going into your ambulance."
How do
Um,
you know the ambulance isn't bugged or insect?
yeah.
Um, like, how does he know that? Like, they could have done it before he took it from the hospital. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, he's being cautious.
He is. Yep. Uh, then she has the phone in airplane mode, but she needs to translate to him because she
Yeah,
can't
I was thinking
communicate
about
properly.
this again today too, and the fact that it's in airplane mode doesn't really prove
Mhm.
anything. Like, I mean, except for the fact that the others really do seem to genuinely care and wouldn't spy. They also wouldn't take care of a cute tiny little goat. Apparently, they have weird values. But uh, I just was thinking, yeah, being on airplane mode doesn't mean that they couldn't listen in anyway.
Yep. No, it's true. So they can't hear. Well, if they can track your vehicle with
Yeah,
the drone perfectly,
yeah,
they can. And remember when she was like digging Helen's grave in the backyard, they were way up and you couldn't see it.
right,
So,
yeah, yeah,
and they knew exactly
yeah.
what. Yeah.
Well, every single living Apple engineer is part of that hive mind.
Yeah.
They could create a fake operating system to make it look like it's on airplane mode and they're still listening.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's fascinating. He, like, knocks her phone in the grate immediately,
mhm.
and then she's like, "Well, you can, like, fuck off." It goes back to their first conversation that they ever had. "I'm
Mhm.
done. See you later."
Yeah.
Um, cool, they honk the horn, this is gonna be great. This sucks, goes to get your phone. So this is so funny, like, how they shot this, both as an actor point and a production point where he's reaching for the phone with the machete, and it's translating what he's saying.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right? Like, so shut your trap.
Yeah.
Umbrella, like, weirdos, damn drones, like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just it was
That whole motif that continues of the translation voice chiming in is so great throughout.
so good.
Yeah,
So good.
very funny.
A bit of an aside, but, my family actually ended up when we had our promotional marketing company in Ontario,
Yeah.
one of our clients ended up being the woman that voiced over Siri.
No way!
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's
Yeah,
cool.
she called and, like, it wasn't me that picked up, but she wasn't my client personally that I knew, but my parents picked up and were like, "I feel like I know this woman, like, why do I know this
Right.
woman?" And yeah, she explained later that she was the voice.
That's wild. I saw her in a video one time.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's
how
crazy.
cool and weird, like, to get a gig that big
No
sort of
doubt.
thing,
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
Or like the IKEA man or the progressive lady or
For even b I think Siri's even bigger than that. Like,
it is.
it's so iconic. Like, there's yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So cool. Um But yeah, then they decide to go inside. Why would they spy on us in my house? He asks if you're against them. Why aren't you? These weirdos are evil. So we're seeing Manuso's perspective of they've stolen their souls,
Mhm.
and they're explaining how that's gone. Uh, he can't fix them. They're better off dead because Carol believes that you can fix them.
Yes.
And Manusos is like, "No, I think they've lost their souls. They're going to hell. They're"
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is weird because he later on is trying to pull someone out of it, apparently.
Yeah, because Carol says, "No, they are human.
I guess
They are."
she convinces him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not evil. They won't kill an ant sort of thing. So how could they? Isn't it and he says, "Yeah, isn't it evil to value man to be equal to an ant?"
Mm, mm.
And, she says, "Have you tried talking to them? Um, the weirdos abandoned you." Manuso says, like, "Yeah, okay, these guys abandoned you. Why are they back, Carol?" And, she plays dumb, like, "I don't know." But they can't pick an apple for themselves, so they're not gonna hurt us,
Right.
sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
This is dumb, like, let's just go inside. She shows that she has no microphone and she's not wired to them, they can't hear, but we already know that they can hear if they want to.
Yeah.
She tells them
But
not
I
to
don't
s
think they are. Like, I don't think they are listening in on.
No, because she specifically said, like, "We're gonna leave you," like,
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
Carol trusting
Yeah.
and stuff again. Um,
I just mean for yeah, for the principle of, like, who can do what. Like, don't pretend you know for a fact that they are or aren't listening. Like, they could be. There's very little you could do. I think going out into the desert is pretty safe,
yeah,
but not with the phone anyway.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, so they start asking about survivors, did they not respond? Um, they didn't wanna talk, did you wanna drink? And then that's where we find that, uh, she realizes that she has a bug in her house because Manusos has gone
Well,
in.
she's got something
Yeah.
in her case there,
She's
yeah.
been spied on,
Yes, yeah.
and so she calls the others, and they say, "Yeah, we didn't do that," but we bring back to Helen, and Helen had done that and some of their issues in their relationship because of trying to get pregnant and
Yeah,
drinking issues.
yeah.
So,
That
yeah.
I was a so I've seen this episode twice now,
Mhm.
and I was a little annoyed, not annoyed, but I just, like I mean, obviously, lots of people online were guessing that, the frozen eggs were gonna be the way that the others could access, um, Carol's stem cells and use those to convert her into the hive mind. And and that was a theory that was floating around, and obviously the others have considered it and are aware of it and could do that. Um, but it was kinda like I just this felt like a reminder of that. It felt like a way to remind us that, that happened
Yeah.
so that later on when it comes up in the discussion in the ski chalet or wherever they are, um, that the audience is like, "Oh, yeah, she was freezing her eggs," and this but, yeah, I don't know, I wish they hadn't done this little reminder thing. I'm not sure what the point of it was. Um,
Yeah, they could have brought the reminder up at the very end, and we still would have been reminded.
yeah, yeah, people are paying a lot of attention, to a lot of the little details of the show. The other thing is there's not all that much information, like, it's not like an like like like, the way they dripped information out over the course of the season was very intentional. We don't know that much about what's going on, and so the pieces of information we have are I think we're hanging on to them, and we're remembering them pretty well, so, anyway, it felt like, a good way to, remind Carol that her relationship was not that great. Maybe that was the point, but I don't know. It didn't seem necessary, especially since it ended up that they were not, not bugging. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe there will be more to it later.
Yeah. You see, like, more of the cracks in the relationship with Helen and her, I suppose, was the main point that I was getting there, just, like, that it's not as perfect as it might have seemed, but you already got the idea of that from the beginning
Yeah,
because he wasn't willing to tell her general audience that she was in love with her publisher.
right,
So,
for sure.
yeah, but so she called, Zosha picks up, explains, and then Manusos is like, "Who's on the phone?" And she explains that she's been talking to them. Um, Offers him, like, food, bed, towels, "Talk to me tomorrow. I'm done with this." Um Yeah, so Manusos ends up going to the house, like, in the complex just across the road and ask her,
Right.
like, "Whose house is this?" And she's like, "It's this guy named Wilson." And we know that Manusos is religious, so, like, this is impeding on someone's house.
Hmm.
This is not asking them for their permission.
Hmm.
So he's not pleased with this. Uh, but she's like, "It's okay, you can square it up with
Yeah.
them when they come back."
Yeah. If they come back, well, that'll be a good thing. That'll be a good problem to have if they're back.
Yeah, "This isn't your house, I'm not staying." "Okay, sleep in the ambulance, you're welcome." Like, "I'm leaving, I'm done with this." Um, yeah, then she calls and she wants to speak with Zosha.
Hmm.
She's alone, and we're kind of seeing this similar to how our friend in Las Vegas did that, like, as soon as he
Yeah.
has the space curling away looking for the support for it.
Right.
Um, when Carol's left alone, she falls asleep, she's drinking again.
Right.
Um And she's going back to watching her Golden
Oh
Girls and
yeah, the
stuff
Golden
like that.
Girls are
Yeah,
back.
they're
That's right.
back. Um, so yeah, then she sees Zosha's car at Manusa's house with Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah, like Wilson's house.
Yeah.
And she's super upset because she has forgotten or she convinced herself that Zosha had fallen in love with her
Right.
specifically, and she forgot about the fact that we equally value your music to Shakespeare or your plays and
Right.
your
Right.
writing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Carol, hi Carol, what did you want to talk about? Well, what did you talk to Manusos about? And she says everything. And this
Well,
hurts Carol again too.
and I think also Carol is stuck between Manusos and the others in Zosha
Yep.
because she's being quite friendly with them, but she's maintaining this idea with Manusos that she's against them, as Manusos said. Um, so I don't think she wants to let on that she's like gotten so cozy with Zosha over the last little while. So I think, oh no, now they're talking to each other. Now my secrets they were, that she's basically in a relationship with Zosha, with the others. I don't think she wants Minosos to know that. And so
No, no, he won't be very
now
happy about
now he
that.
does.
Yeah. Uh, so Zosha leaves and then he calls and he hits 0
Right
and
away.
says, "Send me another
Send me
one."
another, yeah.
Isn't that like
Now yeah,
he's interacting with
has
them?
totally changed his tune.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't and to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure. Maybe I missed something, but he's got a strategy here. He's trying, like, we see that the person he calls over is someone he's trying to wake up.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't wanna jump ahead. But he's obviously got a plan that involves the radio
Yeah.
and the signal that we don't quite know yet or understand.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
I have a theory about that.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Should we bring it up
Yeah,
now?
go for it, yeah.
Okay, so my theory is that whatever that frequency is. So we know that when they get angry that it separates them and it can like really harm them.
What separates them or just, like, paralyzes them? I think yeah,
Paralyzes
yeah,
them.
I think if you
So
yell at Zosha or
yeah.
whoever the guy is that is in the house with Manusos, yeah, it paralyzes them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the trigger is like to paralyze them, get them upset, and then use this radio frequency to kind of keep like maybe it would turn them back. Maybe it would get someone to revert
I
back.
think that's what he's hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still don't know what the signal is or like, what's the source and why would that what's the connection there? Like, what's
Mhm.
like, where does that come from? I don't know what he's basing that on. If I've missed something, let me know, but,
I
uh
feel like it disrupts the signal frequency of some sort in a different type of way.
right, because maybe
Yeah.
there is some sort of signal that is keeping everyone cohesive in some way.
Because the Pluribus like intro shows you like a wavelength, right? Like da 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 da
Right.
da 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 da. So like maybe that like cuts it in a way.
That could be.
But
That could be.
um
The other thing we don't know, about is, there was a period of time where we don't get to know what was going on, from, like, the bite on the hand to what goes on in the mid like, there was Sosha mentions at one point there was a period of time where they were slowly trying to infiltrate the military, but then they were discovered, and then they had to expedite their takeover of the world. Um, so there was a period of time there where they could have been doing things like, say, setting up some sort of radio signal that covers the entire planet, maybe, and that. But this is all like we don't have any information about any of this other than this signal. So
yep.
so I don't know, and they're setting things up for season 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Curious,
Yeah.
curious. So yeah, Carol and Zosha are hanging out, and Carol says like what kind of everything because she wants to know how much she's told her.
Yeah, everything?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Every
Tolo? What's the Spanish for everything? I forget what it was.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and she responds that he asked us very specific questions. We have to answer him. That's the rule. It's not in us to lie. And we love him the same as we love you.
Mhm.
Um, and Carol gets upset because she says, "No, you can't. This is different. He's a stranger. You
Right.
can't love
Yeah.
him the way that you love
And
me."
this is where I thought for a moment there that was gonna be the breakup moment,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
No.
It in a way, it sort of made them stronger, it seems like.
Yeah, because Carol said at that moment she has some possession of her because she said, "No, you're my chaperone,
Right. Right.
mine,
Yeah.
not his." So, and we saw her already do that with the Las Vegas gentleman too.
Mhm.
So that's true. But, and then she says, "I want you to stay away from him. Something is going to happen." Uh, yeah. Then Zosha says something is going to happen. Don't be alarmed. And she lies down and starts seizing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carol doesn't understand for a
That was
minute.
so great because
Yeah.
at that moment, I was like, "Wait, what? How like, what could" but because
Please.
Carol is the only one who's ever caused this to happen as far as we know,
Yeah.
which is why she got a phone call afterwards. But, yeah, I was like, "Whoa, this is a weird perspective on this." And it's funny when she goes and gets mad at Manusos for it. She calls him, like, a madman or something, and, "Do you know how many people you may have just killed?" It's like, "Yeah, Carol,
I do.
you yeah, you were the one who did that previously."
And in his eyes too, like he's gonna see himself as like some sort of savior, right? Like they went to the other side.
Oh, for sure,
They're
absolutely.
back where they should be with God.
Mhm.
But yeah, Manusos is purposely making a man seize, and we cut to that. Carol comes in and says, "Get away from him." Uh Gets the radio, comes back, she's yelling at him. I know you're there. Yeah, Manuso says, like, "You're sick. I know you're in there. Listen to me. You can come back. Yeah, come back.
Yeah,
Uh, remember that you can come back."
yeah.
And then Carol decides, escalation further because she knows that Zosha's getting hurt. So she grabs a gun.
Oh, right, I forgot about
Mhm.
that, I missed that,
And
okay.
she tells him, like, back up.
Right.
So now we see again she's standing up for the others, and uh, the others can't apparently create violence to the other person, but Carol sure can.
Yep.
Yep. Um, so Zosha comes to again. She asks if you're okay. She says, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm thirsty. Uh, would you like to know why?" So she gets a call. It's Luxme,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And she says it wasn't me.
Yeah.
And just the moment with Luxme is always
Yeah.
funny. And then she says to go screw herself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
um, Carol, I'm sorry. So Zosha says we have to leave, right? And she knows, but she's sad. I don't know if we mentioned this in the other podcast. I can't recall, but the 40 days again, we're seeing she was abandoned
Yeah.
for 40
Right.
days. And I have been to youth group in my younger years, but like there's a lot of symbolism to
Oh.
religion again. 40
Right.
days.
Yeah. Lent, is that Lent?
Uh I think it's Lent, but also like the 40 days that like Jesus went on his venture.
Right.
Um they isolated one of the characters for 40 days, like
Yeah.
the 40-day drought, the
Good
40
point. Yeah. Yeah. 40 days is a significant number for sure.
for that religious speculation specifically.
Right.
And when they're falling back in that when she converted, like it was like she was being baptized.
For sure. Yeah.
So I'm like, this is interesting.
Hmm.
But where's Manusos? Didn't know. Please tell him we're sorry that we have to leave, but they left.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
The whole city packing up again.
Yeah, the whole city
Yeah.
goes to leave. He says, "Come on, now the work begins." And then we get that vital question that Manusos asks her saying, "Do you want to save the girl or do you want to save the world?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Do you want to win her
But
over?"
but I don't know, like, it doesn't seem like Manusos actually has a plan. Like, it didn't work what he
No.
was trying to do with the radio and the like, how okay, how? How are you gonna save the world?
Mhm.
What's the plan?
Yep. Well, so we realize in this episode that as the show does, it flips a lot. So at this point, Carol decides, no, I'm going to get the girl that I want.
Gonna go be with Zosha,
Yeah.
yeah.
So swimming with Zosha, going to the beach, having tea, going to the ski
Going
lodge.
skiing, yeah.
Like a month goes by,
Yeah.
right? It's quiet. What I heard about in the podcast I was listening to as well is we're seeing a lot of overhead views on this,
Mhm.
similar to like how we're seeing their perspective.
The drone?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like the other's point of
Right,
view on
yeah.
this,
Interesting.
and also like how she's also starting to see the other's point of view and kind of be won over here.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Uh,
interesting.
but then they're skiing at the lodge. She asks Zosha, uh, what she's thinking and what they're doing, and then Zosha asks Carol what she's thinking, and Carol says, "Yeah, like trying to learn more about Zosha as a person before the joining.
Right.
Did you have someone before?
Yeah.
You know, she did a long time ago, but they weren't with them. Um,
But they're not in the hive mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
when they weren't in the hive mind, they apologize, and then Carol says that she's not very good at feeling good.
Mm,
You know,
hmm.
um, and she said, well, they have this discussion about what makes you happy and how like this is a hormone imbalance and she's lacking the chemicals, she's lacking the serotonin, the oxytocin. Uh she doesn't want the happy endorphins to go away.
Right.
Um and Zosha says, well, it only gets better, right? It's back to the you don't know what it's like to
Yeah.
not be one of us.
Right.
Um and so Carol asks, like, "You need my stem cells?" And she says, "Yes." "Do you need consent?" "Yes." That would be correct. There's no other way to get stem cells.
Right? She
And it's
doesn't
the
answer.
line by the omission again,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Yeah, the silence.
It is the, yeah, which has happened before. You're not answering the question, so I can assume that it's a yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a way. My egg's right.
Yeah.
And then she says we're working on it with the stem cells. and it goes back to the "You'll see how wonderful it is." Uh, the Peruvian girl joined us, she's very happy
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
"How long do I have?" And Zosha says, "Hopefully a month, but no more than 2 or 3."
right.
And then, yeah, Carol's now decided, "Screw this again.
Yeah,
I'm done with this." And she leaves, goes back, and she pairs up with Manusos, and she asks for the atom bomb.
yeah. She walks in with the atom bomb. That is the big turning point. Yeah, where she's like, okay, they're never gonna give up on the idea of bringing me into the others, into the hive mind.
Yeah.
So I guess it's time to fight back. Um, it's and it's a pretty powerful ending. Um, I love that the atom bomb
It's
is the callback.
good. Yeah.
That is pretty fun. I have to say, I did I did feel a little bit let down by this episode though, just because I wanted something bigger to happen.
Yeah.
Um, and it's been an excellent season. It's been a great run. But I had hoped that there would be a little bit more information. Like, for example, like we believe, like Zosha has said in the past, that there is a way to undo it, right? She hasn't said that, but she's, by
Omitted.
not saying it, said that there is a way to undo it. So Carol knows this is a thing, most likely, that there is a way to do it. Um, but I would have liked to know what that is. Just knowing what, like, how, okay, how are they going to accomplish whatever it is, that the fact that they don't know what it is yet leaves me feeling like, yeah, I don't know, a
But
little
we know
let
that
down.
whenever either one of them, Manusos or Carol, gets close to figuring it out, they leave,
Right. Oh,
and
that
they're gone
you're
again.
right. That may well be the case.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because
Because
they're afraid.
100% that could be it. So Manusos could be onto something
Yeah.
with his strategy there, and they're like, okay, well, we're not gonna be around him anymore and let him do more experiments. I suppose. Um, yeah. So we were both talking before the show started that, um, sometimes I think like studios like Apple and Netflix and Warner Brothers and Paramount traditionally have been sort of made fun of for executive notes, right? Executives having notes on your show, on your movie, things you should change, things that are interesting about the script that they want to see adjusted. And there are lots of reasons why an executive might give a note. There may be political elements. There may be corporate or financial elements that they want to make sure that the piece of content isn't stepping on any toes or anything. Which is not the best place to come from for notes, right? If we're looking for like a purely artistic and creative expression through entertainment, that kind of meddling is not always the greatest thing.
Mm.
And I don't think it's as common right now to do it. It seems to ebb and flow. I think it's more popular right now with the streaming services to let the creatives do their creative thing. But apparently this was a note. There was a note from Apple that said, the ending of the show was not strong enough. It wasn't big enough. There wasn't a big enough, moment at the end. And so that's when Vince and the team brought in the atom bomb, apparently as a pretty strong way to cap off the episode. So definitely good to, because I wanted even more than that. So good to know that they took that note and said, I think this is a good thing, and I think it is. It's definitely a talked about moment.
We wanted an oomph,
Yeah.
and that's a good way to give that at the end.
Hmm.
And I guess the initial draft was that she was just gonna keep being a double agent sorta thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then they were like, "Yeah, it's not big enough."
Right.
But I also like how we've got the blue for like, the color theory for me is always fun.
It's
So,
great. Yeah.
the color with the blue of the others and the yellow,
Mm.
and now we're also seeing the red.
Oh, yeah.
Red
Yeah.
for, like, violence or passion or
Right.
like, the helicopter was red when it
Hmm.
brought the atom bomb.
That's right. Interesting. Hmm. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it is a really distinct color palette, right? Like there is really something about the show that is that maybe it's the way they're just limited colors, and so the ones that are there are really stark. But yeah, it's more so than maybe any show I've ever seen. The colors are really playing a big role.
The
Uh,
other thing that I heard on one of the podcasts too, which I thought was fascinating, is the elements of art around the set that they're purposely choosing.
Okay.
So for this one in Manusso's house, that he stayed at with Wilson's, there was, this idea there's a famous, like, magician in the background, and it's like, okay, well, magicians are known for manipulation and
Mm,
for entertaining audiences,
right.
for sleight of hand for things that they're not seeing.
Right.
So I was like, this is fascinating. We forgot to mention too, though, one of the moments that she realized with the stem cells and stuff that she like clicked, the big one too, was Zosha. She realized that Zosha was manipulating her specifically because Zosha said, I love you, Carol.
Oh,
Not
yes.
we, I.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
went
yeah.
back to that and she's
Yeah.
like, I know that she can't do that.
Yeah.
I know that she did that strictly out of
To
manipulation.
control me.
So
And when you look at what happened in the Peruvian village, right? Like that was all a show for that character to just go with it.
yeah.
And then as soon as it's done, it's over. It's pretty manipulative, right? It's pretty scary in many ways. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's letting and it comes in so interesting because it's almost like love bombing you at the beginning, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
giving you whatever it is that you might like so that they can coerce you into doing what they
yeah,
want.
yeah. So what did you think of that atom bomb ending?
I think yeah, I think it's a really big cliffhanger to leave us
Yeah.
on, and honestly, I think it's a little frustrating
Okay, good.
because it's like, ugh,
Yeah.
we built up all this stuff, we're going back and forth and back and forth.
And to have to wait over a year now for the next one is
It's nice to see that the decision is made that she's like, "We're saving the world."
right.
Or,
Yes, for
"We
sure.
don't,
At
and we're
least
blowing it up."
right,
Right?
right.
Like
I don't think that's gonna be the case. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be okay, finally, Manussos and Carol teaming up. We're gonna do something. We're
yeah,
gonna fight back in some way. And what an interesting enemy to have, someone who can't really fight back, right?
yeah.
Can't, at least not physically. And that's why what you said is so good about like that's how they are fighting is the magician thing, the misdirection.
Yeah.
Let's go skiing, let's go have fun, let's go bubble bath while we're distracting you from like probably some horrible stuff that's going
This is like the if we're talking about, like, masculine or feminine energy, this is like the toxic feminine
on.
energy.
Right. It's
Like,
sure.
toxic, like, saying super happy to
Yeah.
you and then just doing something underlying
Right.
behind the scenes, right? Not outright, not overt,
Mhm.
and you realize it later and you're like
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
the their weapon is guilt.
Right.
You feel bad for hurting that
Yeah.
person, so you need
For
to
sure.
stop. Not that you're hurting me.
Yeah.
You caused me to hurt you
Yeah.
because you're hurting society.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a clever show, well, before we talk about sort of like the show and the way it's interacted with the internet and the audience, let's talk about what was your overall opinion of the season altogether?
Well, it's one of the few shows that throughout, like, every single episode this is partially the fact that I'm frustrated is a good thing
Yeah,
because it's good
sure.
writing, and it doesn't like, it's a bipolar ride. Like, I'm like, "Yes, no, do I like them? Do I not like them? Do I would you wanna join the joining? Do you not? Do you wanna save the world, or is this an oasis? Is it a dystopia?" So, kudos to Vince Gilligan for that and for the team to be able to put all these like, every single thing has so much attention to detail for it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think like, Seahorn did an amazing job
Great.
as well, won many awards,
No doubt.
as
Yep.
we kinda called,
Yeah.
so that was great,
Yeah.
and, like, even in that scene too where you saw the betrayal on her face, you
Mhm.
saw the hurt, you saw the pain, you saw the heartbreak that she had because she had fallen in love with Tem in a way,
Of course.
but, yeah, I enjoyed it, I do, the fact that I'm frustrated is a good thing,
Right.
but
Yeah, I mean, if the goal is leave them wanting more,
yeah,
they succeeded with that.
they
I
did.
want more. I want to watch more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's necessarily a criticism to say I'm a bit frustrated. I
It's
mean,
not
that's
even
kind of the
like
goal.
blue balls, it's like an atom bomb ball. Like, you're
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
"Why?"
For sure.
Like, "Why?"
I do sort of miss when TV was 24 episodes of a season and yeah, but obviously this is a different kind of show and overall I there's so many great little tidbits and moments and behind it was wonderful to follow along with the show. It was wonderful to watch the show. I just wish there was a little bit more information. Even so like yeah, I was hoping by the end of the season we would know more of the global perspective, right? We have the Carol perspective and the Menusos perspective, but we don't really have like the global perspective on what exactly is happening on the planet.
I wish we went back to our Las Vegas gentleman too,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Pumbaa.
Like, and just seen, like, is Kumba still happy now,
Right,
or
yeah. Well, and is that going to be step 1 for the plan? Is it going to be to do a renewed attempt to bring those people in, the remaining people who are still not yet, but who knows? Who knows who else has joined now that they figured it out? So I imagine it'll be hey, we're actually putting up a fight here, and I don't.
build your survival crew?
But you know what? I think they're gonna have to figure out how to undo it
Yeah,
before they can. Like Lakshmi's never going to agree unless they can truly say we can really actually give you your son back.
yeah.
So yeah, I
Also,
think
you run
that's
into, like, if someone's had everything that they've ever wanted for their entire life, like, now that Kumba's gotten
this is a good point.
everything,
Yeah, it does mean giving up all access to everything. Yeah.
give it all up is that point, would he be willing to do that? But also just a matter of, like, you hear those people that don't work for anything and they have all of it and they're miserable
Well, for sure,
because 'cause they're
for
not
sure.
earning anything,
Well, yeah,
right?
and not to mention, like, I think Kumba is interesting because he did so much. He was having so much fun with John Cena and being James Bond, but at a certain point, isn't he gonna care that, like, there's nobody behind the eyes there? There's no real person to connect with, whether you're talking to John Cena or someone else. Like, it's not you're not gonna have a real human connection to anyone, right?
Depends on, I don't know if it's a level of, like, ego, I suppose, like, how deep does Kumba care to have a
Yeah,
relationship with someone?
yeah,
Is it only self-serving? In which case, no, you're
mhm,
not gonna care.
right,
But authentic, real, deep relationships have depth to them,
right,
that individuality of pain that the others just don't have.
right. Okay. Predictions for season 2. Where do you think that we kind of got into it there, but what else do you think is gonna happen?
I Yeah, they're definitely gonna go on a mission to try to figure this out. I think the others are gonna stay far away from them as much as possible. I think they're gonna have to maybe go back to ground zero and see where all of it happened,
Mm.
where that first started in the world.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that I wanna know that. Yeah.
yeah, I think we're gonna go back to the lab and we're gonna go back to this sort of stuff.
That would be great.
Um, I think we're gonna see them again in, like, some libraries or something to get some more radio frequency knowledge. The other thing that I saw from the podcast that I was watching, was Manusos is learning, again to Vince Gilligan, Manusos is learning a lot of things that Walter White won awards for in Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Like the radio frequencies, the cell manipulation, these sorts of things. So it's like, this is interesting.
right.
And when the character like that has a plan, they're following it.
Hmm,
They're going through with it.
hmm,
So it'll be interesting to see the relationship of Manusos and Carol
right,
now that they're unified.
right.
Um, if there's gonna be, like, of the two, usually you have a leader of some kind,
Yeah.
just in general. So who ends up being the leader between Manusos or Carol?
Mm.
That's that's anybody's guess on my end. I'm not quite sure who's
Yeah, yeah.
doing that.
Well, I know that, yeah, like, it feels like Carol is our hero.
Yep.
So we'll see how that plays out, but, yeah, it could certainly turn into more of a dual, protagonist thing.
I don't see Manusos really wanting to be a sidekick.
No, this is true. This is true, yeah. Um,
And if it's like from Manusos's point of view, like if Carol's gonna have this issue now about, like, Carol doesn't seem religious. So if there's gonna be like a religious theme that comes in,
or some conflict around that.
yeah,
I think there will be, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
for sure.
And even if they go that route, Which I don't think they will, but, like, as a spiritual girly, I'm like, "This is interesting." Like, are we gonna bring holy water? Are we gonna bring, like, incantations? Are you gonna do anything like
Right.
that to try to see if that does anything?
Yeah.
I have no idea, but it could be interesting.
Yeah. Hmm.
Where do you think it's gonna go?
Yeah, I think I'm curious if they're gonna bring in any new characters
Mhm.
who are not others.
Yeah.
Like we have an understanding, and I believe that they can't lie. So as far as the others know, there are I don't know how many it is now, 12
There were
now,
12, but one switched,
or was it
so now
13?
so yeah, I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah.
13, so we're still about a dozen.
Unless others have as well that we don't know about. But I think they're gonna find a way to bring in a new character. I hope they do. Who has somehow not been in the other's awareness. I don't know how that would be. Someone who's been in a bunker for the last year, or
Remote islands
or yeah,
somewhere.
an indigenous person in the middle of the jungle somewhere who has not been. I don't know how that's gonna help our story exactly, but I think it would be cool if some new unconverted person was added to the mix. It feels like there's not. It feels like they actually don't have a lot to play with there. Like there are a few people we haven't met, I think, right, who
Yep,
don't
that
speak
didn't speak
the language
English
yet.
that we didn't meet.
But uh, Medusa is the only one who was like not in contact with them, so he was interesting. But yeah, maybe it will be one of these non-English speakers that we haven't met yet who will change. But here's the other frustrating thing about it. Carol can ask any question she wants, right? Especially when she's in like relationship mode with Zosha. Feels like there are a lot of questions that she could be asking uh, that she's not,
Yeah.
which is convenient to not show the audience or tell the audience. Um, one of them being like, what is going on with the other people in the world, right? And like, are you aliens? And I guess we kind of have an answer to that. Um,
I think we both agree, though, that this isn't like, "Oh, well, they're gonna be setting up." The other's plan is to still set up this massive satellite and to shoot it,
right?
but we don't believe that this is gonna be an alien invasion show.
No,
Like, people aren't just gonna come in and it's gonna be or aliens are gonna come in, but,
like it is interesting that it is the whole of human consciousness. Like the signal is not it's from somewhere else in the universe, but it's not an alien. It's not like an alien virus.
yeah.
It is just the ability for a society on a planet to become a cohesive single mind.
Well, maybe they're gonna end up fighting at the signal spot.
Maybe,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
to
that
try
could
to save the universe.
right for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating. It's a fun show to talk about, but,
Mhm.
I don't yeah, I think we're gonna get introduced what about, like, military characters who are on, like, a mission that nobody knew about or and have somehow stayed under the radar from I don't know. Yeah, like, I think there's some ways that they could bring some new characters in,
Yeah,
and I think they're
or
gonna
even an
need some help.
astronaut.
Well, they even mentioned that,
Mm,
the people on the space station were being brought back, and they had somehow I
mm,
don't know, they didn't explain how they converted them, but maybe they just forced them to come back and then did it.
ate a donut.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess that's it. Is there anything else? I mean, I guess we have one more thing we wanna do. We wanna eat some ice cream.
Yeah, we got some of the mango just as a good I like a little snack
I love it.
episode in
Let's do
effect.
that.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, is there anything else we want to cover? I think maybe we'll be back sometime if there's like a big update. Probably when the buzz for season 2 starts, we'll maybe do an episode and say, here's the latest news, here's the latest updates. But until then, we will we're up to some other things.
Mhm.
You can find me at Matt Watterworth on Instagram, and right now I'm working on a new show all about Project Hail Mary, which is a movie that's coming soon based on a book that I really love. So we're covering every chapter of the book, so you can check out that podcast.
Very
What
cool.
about you? What are you up to?
What am I up to? Well, yeah, you can find me on Instagram at vgivlin or at Ascent Stories. And right now we are in post-production for The Awakening and for Space Boy. So stay tuned for that. That's looking pretty exciting. And yeah, we've got so at the moment we did the zodiac calendar that I put
Oh,
together.
yeah, the Photoshop, yeah.
That's out. So if anybody wants a calendar, they're welcome to. But we're also looking, fingers crossed, to do the process to submit for Calendar Club. So that would mean distribution in all of the states
Oh,
and
whoa,
Canada.
cool. That's exciting.
So we're looking at that, my designers, like, just reusing that sequence of the models and having them, just put into the 2027 sequence.
Cool.
So, yeah, and planning a wedding.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exciting.
yeah,
Very
very
cool.
exciting,
Awesome.
and who knows what else. We'll
Yeah,
see what
yeah.
comes down. We might do something else.
Maybe we're talking about something, another possibility. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. Let's eat some ice cream.
Yeah, let's eat some ice cream, and, I have heard we do appreciate it, like, when we're out and about in the film community, having people I had someone tell me on the Awakening set last week that they were listening to our episodes and that they really liked it and bringing a Canadian indie side to
Yeah,
it,
that's
so
cool.
just thank you so much for listening and your attention and your feedback. Please let us know what you think for season 2,
Yeah,
how you feel about it, what you think they're gonna do.
for sure.
Yeah, we love your feedback, we love your thoughts.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.